Hello, everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCalSabre here, and it is New Year's Eve 2024. I hope everybody has been having a good holiday season. I have. What? Why did I come up today? We didn't have a talking about in December, and I just thought I'd come up and chat a few things and see if anybody wants. Hi, Philip. Glad to see you on board. Thank you very much. See if anybody's got anything they want to ask or discuss on this holiday season. Just some general easy talk. Like, what have you been doing in December? Hey, Retro Replay, glad to see you can make it. Got two people on board already today. What have you guys been doing for the holidays? In December, besides cleaning my house and decorating, I watched an awful lot of movies. Christmas movies, horror movies, sci-fi movies. Yesterday, I watched two movies. One was a horror movie and one was a sci-fi movie. But, that was what I've been doing. Today, lots of college football on today and tomorrow. Z Dufferman, good afternoon. How are you? Lots of college football on today and tomorrow. Philip's playing some baseball. I don't have any games in progress. I do have games in progress, but I'm not playing any today right now. Maybe later on. That. Retro, yeah. You're watching TV, mostly Christmas specials. Now that it's over, back to the regular stuff. Yeah, I don't watch any more of the Christmas movies. I watched enough of them leading up to Christmas. Yesterday, I watched a horror movie called Malevolent or Malignant. I forget how to pronounce it. And then the second one I watched was Aliens Romulus. That's the second time I watched that movie. I'm a big alien sci-fi fan and a horror movie fan. So, yeah, So I say a lot of college football. Later on today, we got one of the quarterfinal championship games going to go on. That'll be a good one. I think it's Penn State and Boise. Hey, Ray, glad to see you. Happy New Year. I haven't seen you for a while. Was wondering about you the other day. And tomorrow we got 3 college football games going on. So a lot of good football, college football today and tomorrow if you're a college football fan. I particularly am. I don't have a particular team. I just like college football. Anybody got any anybody got any big things going on out there? Here's Ray saying hello to everybody out there. For tonight, the activities. When I was a lot younger, I look forward to tonight. It would have been an all-nighter for me, but tonight, I'll be lucky if I make it up till midnight here in the Pacific Standard Time. I don't go anywhere anymore. It's been quite a few years since I've gone out anywhere. Is there something you would change about the mechanics of APA or Strat? Wow, that's a tough question. Man, I'd have to really break out my games and look at them in detail to see if there's anything. Oh, the one thing I would change about APA, because this got me in a tournament, a national tournament that was during COVID. There was tournaments, and it was one of the ones that was online. And I got beat in the finals by a guy who did a squeeze bunt 4 times in a row. Now I think there should be a rule in that, and Strat, if it's not, that limits the number of times you can do those things. Because that is totally unrealistic. I like to play the games a little bit more realistic. Not totally. I don't, if the stats aren't the same as what they were in real life, so be it. Because we're shaking dice in that. But things like that in rules, that bugged me a whole bunch. But anyway. Off the top of my head, that's the only thing I could think now. And that would be probably any baseball game that I play, Yeah, so, no, replay's not going out. He's going to be watching the ball drop, he says. Yeah, I'll be watching it on too, but I'll be watching it at 9 o'clock on the East Coast. I do have East Coasters. I have 3 grandchildren, grown-up grandchildren that live in Buffalo, New York, so they're on East Coast time. We got one of our superstar season 25 baseball owners that lives in Eastern Tennessee, and he's on East Coast time. But other than that, Most of my family's gone. I do have a few cousins still left back in Buffalo, but not many. We used to have a pretty big family, but we don't anymore. So nobody's got anything special going out. Philip wants to know if I played the master version. No, I have not played the master version. I have the master version. I bought the book, and I also have the Merino boards that I looked at, but I have not really got into them. And the reason I haven't got into the master because the tournaments I go to, I have not been to a tournament yet that does anything but basic. So I just stay to the basic, and it plays quickly. That's what I liked about it. Should be getting some real snow over the next few days in Buffalo. I don't know what the forecast is. They get enough snow in Buffalo. That's one of the reasons I never wanted to go back there. Before I went in the military, I'd have to get up in the morning and shovel my car out and then drive to work in the snow. And then 9 hours later, get home and have to shovel to get the car back in again. I said, I really didn't want to do that anymore. I live down here in the high desert in Southern California where I can see the snow up in Big Bear Mountains or Wrightwood. I can see it up there. If I really wanted to miss it, I could drive up there and then leave it every day. But occasionally we do get a snowstorm here. I live along the lake in Ohio, and we're expecting lake effect in the next few days. Oh yeah, the lake effect is big time along along Lake Erie, especially Buffalo gets. And it's funny when they have some lake effects in South Buffalo, where I was born and raised. South Buffalo just gets dumped on like crazy. Then the north side of the city might get a little bit. It's just crazy how that works back there. You probably have some good snow blowers or something like that to help you out there, Retro, in the wintertime. Okay, anybody get anything game-wise or music-wise that interests them in for Christmas? Let's see what we got going here. I'm gonna keep up with you guys today. Here, Ray, Josh, how come during yesterday's Q&A about an old game he was playing called Data Boxing? I have that game and played it a lot. Got it in '78. It was from Tabletop Sports Games. Yeah, I made a note about that game, but I didn't go any further looking up it and so forth. Yeah, 56 inches. Yeah, that's pretty standard for Buffalo snowstorms too. It was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. The Bills game had a lot of snow in it. That was a bad weekend. 2-hour drive, and I have snow 12 months a year. Very little if it annually around the house. Wow, crazy. Yeah, well, the snow, we don't have it 12 months a year up in the mountains, the snow resorts, but it's quite a long time. So I forgot if I was finished what I was saying. Does anybody get any gaming or music stuff in for Christmas that they really liked? Tabletop Games was published at Game Pass. Extra Ratings Baseball. I'm going to write that company down. I did get one album from my son. He hunted one down for me, and I got some gift cards, and a couple of the gift cards have already gone out to the album, but no games for Christmas anyway. My son bought me, I did it in yesterday's weekly album video. He bought me the only album that Derek and the Dominoes ever did in 1970. It was used, but it was in really, really good shape. I'm really happy to have it. And so I'd use a little bit of my gift cards. I always get plenty of gift cards to do a lot of shopping with. But I don't know if I'm going to be buying any games. I have so many games that are not hitting the table, multiplayer games, and that have not even been open, and war games that I got to slow down, especially since I have, I think I have 9 games on either between GMT's P500 and Kickstarters that are working. What is your next project? Well, I'm not sure because I have just about every game that's been on the table has a project related with it. So I actually don't build the projects. I build the projects around the games that are coming out, and if it's a new game, it'll get a project. That way I can keep track on them. Picking up free games from Epic. Last 10 days with their giveaways. Oh, some good, some not so. Yeah, I have one Epic game, one of the, I forget which one, the Aliens, I think, or something like that. But I don't have any others. I didn't know they were doing giveaways over there, or I'd have been over there looking. Joshua said when he said it was a difficult game to learn, but it was an interesting game. The album collection is amazing. Love your listening videos. Thanks a lot. Tell your friends about that this Saturday. It's actually picking up a good following. We're getting almost 100 video views every week for each one, so that's pretty cool on that. See what I got else up here. I did pick up a new basketball game on Black Friday that I did an unboxing for. That was SSG basketball. I think I do have a playthrough done. It's going to push out tomorrow. And normally you'll see it. Normally I do, when I do basketball or football games, I play the game and I do the fourth quarter. This one's going to be a little different. It's going to be the beginning of the game so I can show you setup and stuff like that, and then play the first quarter. So watch for it. Any boxing in 2025? I don't know if that's probably, if it is, it'll be Legends of Boxing, and I'll probably start another tournament. I don't know if it's going to be heavyweight or middleweights. I forget what I have available for the last tournament I did at Legends of Boxing was Legends of Boxing 2 was heavyweight. So it might be the middleweights. I'll have to look. But if Legends of Boxing hits the table, it'll be with a brand new project starting off. So 2024. Yeah, just got questions. Keep throwing them in there. Don't worry about interrupting me when I'm talking, because sometimes I lose my kind what I'm doing. 2024 was pretty good for the channel. I am really surprised. We had 312 subscribers that came on board in the last 365 days, which took us over 1,000. That's pretty cool. We have channel membership is open. We have super chats is open. I do have one channel member at this time. The big thing what I'm trying to do with channel membership is I'm trying to develop perks. Like if you're a member, I want to be able to give you something. The members only videos or members only polls to help direct which way the channel's going on that. I tried to do one where if you were a member, occasionally when I do the free giveaways, that if you were a member, you would get your name in an extra time. But all of these perks have to be submitted to YouTube, and they disapproved that. So I don't know where I'm going on that. So anybody got any ideas on if you were a member, what kind of a perk would you like to see? If you did, drop it in the hello, Jay. Thanks for stopping by. Drop it down in the comments at any time through this one, or when the video is over, go back and add some comments. I'll get back to you and I'll consider them. I want the, perks to be better. Because I think right now the membership is like 99 cents a month, $2.99 a month, and $3.99 a month, something like that. I haven't looked at it in a while. Hey, Dave, good to stopping by. I caught just a little bit of that field goal contest we were having a little while ago, but I was busy and I had to move on. I hope you had a good time with that. Oh, somebody else saw it too. Phillips Reynolds saw it too. Yeah, yeah, cool, fun. It's always nice when you come up with little odd things like that to do, and and members don't. I would have never thought of doing one like that. Yeah, I was surprised. I was looking at some of the data for the channel for the last 365 days. You know, and what's really surprised me, the most watched video on the channel in the last 365 days is Tower Simulator 3, number 24. 2,500 views. Now, it's not a lot for some creators, but that's a lot for me. That surprised me. And then the second one was Top Solo War Games. This video was created in 2020, so it's 4 years now, and it's still drawing highs, 1,885 in a year. That was pretty cool. You know. $2025. Anybody got any things game wise or music wise that they're anticipated and a little bit of excitement about? I guess the one that I do have is for me was the 2025 Las Vegas APA Championship. I've been going up there for, I don't know, 6-7 years now. That's always a lot of fun. It's hosted by Chris White. He does a really good job. And we normally have about 25 to 30 players every year. I've come in second twice. So I kind of I got 2 trophies for second place. So I kind of call myself the Vegas last loser. Why is it the last loser? Second place guy is the last guy to lose a game. So the last loser. Ray, would you consider doing an update of your top solo war games? I'm going to have a video coming out probably by the end of the week that is actually going to cover my top war games for 2024. Now, are you talking about all of the games that I've played solo or just 2024? Need to get back to making videos on YouTube. I have access to my wife's. Yeah. So Ray, let me know what you're talking. If you're talking about 2024, if you're talking about overall, I still have that other thing that you asked for in the queue. I'm going to really try to get it going in 2025. What Ray has asked me for is, on occasion, if I would do a war game from different periods over in history that I have played, and like do one, show how it's played, and give my comments on it. And I'm going to do that. But I didn't get it started in 2024 because I just keep forgetting about it. So I got that on my list to try to get going in 2025. Yeah, I'm still, 2025. You see a lot of the same stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to keep the channel, perked up, but it gets kind of tough. The only way I figure out how to perk it is add something. But if I add something, I don't want to take something away, because if somebody's waiting for this particular baseball game and it never comes up again, they're going to leave. They'll lose their interest. So I got to try to, make some sort of a balance. Oh, you have access to your wife's computer now. Okay. That first one that was incomplete kind of left me a little off there. You mentioned that one of your most watched videos was of top war games, which you did in 2020. I was thinking of an update of that, of all your war games. Yeah, I will consider it. I will consider that. I'm sure, because it's probably changed since 2020. That's a couple of things I got coming out probably in the first week or two. I'm going to have the war games. I'm going to have the top 8. When I say top, also, just so that everybody in the channel knows, I'm going to say top in the title, but it's actually going to be what my favorites were that year, because they're all going to be favorites. But I'm going to do one on my baseball games, my football games, my basketball games, multiplayer games, and war games. And so there'll be some of those coming out in the next couple of weeks. They just take a little bit of time to put together. I do have one put together now that I'll probably get out in the next few days, but I got to record it. Okay, so Ray gives me another one to put on the list there. And it's like anybody that watches the channel, go down there and hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do so. Go ahead and do it. Don't cost you anything. Helps the channel grow, and I appreciate everybody. But anyway, if you have something that you would want me to even consider doing, do it like Ray just did. Put it in the remarks section, and I will look at it. And if I can do it and I can fit it in, I'll possibly do it, even if it costs me a couple minutes. Video of your favorites. Okay, they're going to be coming out. They're going to be coming out different videos. I'll be really interested in somebody the feedback on that. Hello from Vancouver, Joshua. Good to see you. Hope you're getting ready for out here in the West Coast for the New Year celebrations. Got a good crowd. We got 5 people on. Everybody interacting. I'm sure all of you know about Dave Gardner. He's on. You've been in and on. Check him out. Dave puts out a lot of good stuff on his channel for relating to sports. Okay, what else? What I got on Sunday? Oh, I said about the app. And the other thing I'm looking forward to, and it's starting this week. As you know, I played that Superstar baseball game. We're in season 25. We have 5 owners, 20 teams. And we're going into the last 8 games of the schedule. In the last 8 games of the schedule, there's 5 teams in each division. And all final 8 games are in-division games. So, like, my Boston's going to play everybody in their division twice. This is just like they do in Major League Baseball. They end up in divisions. So, but this is really going to throw a scramble because there's so many teams right now that, some of them are almost out already, but there's too many of them that are in contention. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've told them to buckle their seatbelts because we're going to be in for a ride. Okay, did you see my comments earlier in this video about data boxing, which you mentioned in yesterday's video? Oh, you're talking to Joshua. Okay. I know somebody was going to ask that. I started 2024 off with, when I was doing this weekly one, and then at the end of the weekly one, I always say what my 2 favorites were that week. Well, I had the intentions that I was going to, at the end of the year, take all of those weekly ones, put them together, and then start counting down like the top 15 or top 10. Well, I built a nightmare because what I'm looking at is how many weeks are in a month. I do this every week, and if I'm doing 8, I'm looking like 200 or 300 albums or CDs that were picked. So I might look back at all of the data then and may try to do something like that. But in 2025, I'm already creating a new system where I think it'll be a little bit better. Whereas when I pick the 2 for the week, they're going to go into they're going to go into another chart, the chart that's going to say the top one so far. And I'm going to say, okay, album A this week is below this one, so I'll put it below it, wherever it is. If it's above it, I'll put it above it to try to keep a ranking system going over there. And then I can always say, okay, our number 1 at this point in time is this one, and keep it on going. And then let some of the viewers have a opportunity to chime in on that. That was one of the things that I listed as in 2025 for improvements needed beside the quality of my videos. I had a little problem the video that's coming out tomorrow happened again when I was watching it. I'm doing the video and all of a sudden the camera froze up. This time I caught it after about 3 minutes, but the voice continued. So when I caught it, I had to stop it and I had to restart it to get the video going back again and then do an edit in that. And I don't know what's causing that. Yeah, both of them. I have not heard it. I never heard of either one of those games, but I didn't get into sports gaming probably until the 80s when I was at George Air Force Base, when we first, we didn't have a lot of games out there, and it wasn't very much in Victorville at that time to be able to buy games. And we picked ourselves up the Avalon Hill version of Superstar Baseball, which we started playing. Now we're in our 25th season. Been watching Dave Ireland data boxing videos and getting set to play. Cool. I'm going to check that one too. Joshua, do you put videos out? Well, I thought I had a lot of stuff on the list here. You know, the one that surprised me, this was I think a recommendation by Ray a year or so ago. One video in the last 365, which was the third highest watch, was the collections and video one that I did. It was 1,855. That's the one where I showed my different recording areas and that. Yeah, if you just start putting them out, let us know so we can go over there and, you know, support your channel some more and, you know, watch your videos. And then when I was looking at that data also, I says, okay, what was my top sports game video? What sports game got the most? And you know what it was? Out of the Park Baseball 25. Out of all the sports games I played. Is there something looking forward to unboxing? Something new for 2025? I haven't particularly picked out the next unboxing because I got plenty of those to do. The next multiplayer game that I'm going to do a demo of, I'm going to learn to do a demo of it. It's called, forget it right now. Star Wars, I forget what. Mandalorian Adventures or whatever that was. It came out in last year. Letter Dr. Julian Compton, the creator of Data Boxing, wrote me in response to the difficulty of the game and other questions I asked about the rules. Oh, that's pretty cool when the creator will get back and do something like that. Yeah, me too. I'm really happy to hear that. That's all right. And the tops, so that I looked, since Out of the Park was the top sports game, I looked to see what the top sports board game that got the videos in the last 365 days, and that was Payoff Pitch Baseball. I was down to 430, you know, so that's not, that to divide that by 12, you're only averaging 3.5 a month. But it's fun to just look at the data, you know. Like the one surprising thing about the data is if I look at the videos, most of the time, 75 to 80% of the people that watch it were not subscribers. That's kind of wild. But I see other creators comment on the same thing. So it's not just me, it's other people too. I'm back on my app of football, baseball, and hockey kick. Well, baseball's going to be coming out for me, Dave. My app of football's due to hit the table again. And then my hockey and the app of hockey, I didn't get out at all last year. And I'm going to get that out this season. And the app of football, I'm doing the 1964 Buffalo Bills replay. I think I'm in the game number 8 of that season or something. But yeah, I know you do some good stuff with that app. What is on my wish list for games you'd like to purchase in 2025? Let me see if I have that list up here. I can find it quick. I can get it up quick. Give me a second here. My wish list is pretty big, and I don't know if I don't have it labeled. as 2025. I mean, that I want to do in 2025. Yeah, sure. When I want to find, oh, here's the dream list. Okay, so in the war game, I have 3 games on my war game list that I would like to purchase at some time. Add to there. This the Deadly Woods by Revolution Games, Shiloh Day 1 by Revolution Games, and Axis and Allies 1914 by Renegade Games. I have all of the Axis and Allies up there, but I don't have that one, and I don't have the new one in North Africa. This is just to complete the collection. I don't get to play them very often. You got to have there. As far as my sports games, and this is not in order, okay? I'm looking at Payoff Pitch, Legends, and Bus Set. The only reason I haven't got it so far is I got Legends and just about all of my other ones, and I don't know if I want to just add another one on for the sake of adding. I'm looking at Scoreboard Baseball from Inside Sports. I'm looking at picking up another season for Bang Shot Basketball. I'm looking at I don't think I really looked at this one too hard, but it's on there. Glory Days Football from Strategy Lines or Sideline Strategy. Got Hoops Basketball, Replay Basketball, another one. So a lot of them. The one I'd like to really get someday, but I think the cost offsets puts me on chases On Deck Baseball. I knew Fortnite. I'm 58. My son and his friends got me into it about 3 years ago. I had the same avatar skins ever since then. I'm a Pac-Man. Cool. No, I don't. I don't play Fortnite. I'm familiar with it because my grandson's kids come over and they play it, and they play it a lot. Fortnite. I do play other games beside baseball. I mean, beside sports games. I think probably my all-time favorite was Destiny 2. It's pretty cool. And Starfield, the one that I do play, I like that. I haven't been on Starfield in a while now. But Destiny 2, I probably got the most hours in on that. All right, here's a Fortnite player for you there, Jay. Guys, are interested, hook it up, get together. Here's what Ray says. I recognize that the instructions of data boxing are difficult. Many have tried to improve it and given up. I have a lawyer, linguist, and several teachers working on it now. Wow, that must be difficult then. Only started this past February playing with Fortnite, but that's a really, really popular game. Isn't Fortnite the one that Microsoft bought? I think they bought them out several years back and just bought the whole thing, making a ton of money. Oh, and the other thing that I like on my Xbox is Forza and Forza Horizons 5. Forza is the most current one. My grandson and I just started playing that one about a week or so ago. Bill, I like your wish list, especially for the basketball games. And I didn't mention them all, I don't think. Let me look down there. Yeah, I think I did mention all the basketball games. Yeah, I'm looking at the 1960s Diamond Team set for replay basketball or baseball. I'm looking for Hoops basketball. This is where I got SSG basketball that I purchased on Black Friday. I understand was a precursor to Bang Shot basketball, but it's kind of unique in the things that it does, the way it plays and everything. And I was on my dream list for a long, long time. No, I don't think that makes me pretty good if you play every day. I think I don't play the Xbox every day. And I play a lot of different things, so I'm a jack of all trades and the master of none. The old statement goes. multiplayer games that I have on my list is Pandemic Legacy 0. My family and I and friends played Pandemic Legacy 1. What a great game that is. That is, and it's been like up on the top of Board Game Geek for a long, long time. And then I'm looking for, they add an expansion to Gaia project called Lost Fleets. I'm looking to add an expansion to Distilled called the Cask Strength. There's a game that came out just this year, which kind of interests me because you know I'm using it. It's called Hard Rock 1977. And in there, you're trying to develop a band and get it going and all of this stuff. It's an economic type game also. And the other one that I got up there is Weirdwood Manor that just came out this year too. That it's kind of hard to explain what that thing's, but the board changes, it moves around in that while you're playing. That is like that's more all my dream list. Will I ever get to them all? Although, did I say what's one pushed me off for the? I don't know if I just told you or not. I started to, which probably has held me off from getting it at the cost is On Deck Baseball Pro. You got to get a starter set, then you can get the history sets. But you know, look, anytime I'm looking at $100 just to get something started in that, that kind of pushes me away some. Except for my war board games, because I think you guys all know that. Yeah, I play a lot of sports board game, but I'm my biggest fan of a war board game. They just don't make it to the table enough because of the time it takes to play them. I'm fortunate that I have enough table space to be able to leave them up. Like Thunder at Dawn is still up over the holidays, but it's underneath the table. It's on I showed you in the video how the table I can put the tops on. So Thunder at Dawn is still there. I don't know when I'll ever get it done, but it's still going to be played. Yeah, Jay, it's a pretty interesting. Check it up. I forget what company it's with now. Did I have it marked there? Yes, with Devir, DEVIR Games. Devir Games. At least that's what my notes said. Don't hold me to that. It's pretty interesting. I think it is a solo. Because most of the games that I buy anymore, if it doesn't say 1 to 5 on it, or 1 to 4, or 1 to 3, or 1, I stay away from it because I have a hard time getting anybody over to play. And so if it's soloable, I'll play it, and I'll pick it up. So if you're ever looking for me on Xbox, it's SoCalSabre. I'm SoCalSabre everywhere. I created that name when the very first Xbox came out years ago, and I've just kept it everywhere with everything now. Okay. What else, guys? Got to want to talk about? My list is done. I'm glad I put the list together. At least it gave me some stuff to think about. Let me double check my list here. Yeah, don't forget about that. If you have ideas on perks for me to put perks in to try to get people in as members, because what's membership just provides a few dollars, help us to offset some costs in it. Any World War I games? No, I don't. But if I do bring one out, it's going to be Passive Glory. Because Passive Glory, I had it out one time, but it was a multiplayer game. But GMT released Stuka Joe, guy over in Europe, created some CDG, which is a card-driven game, which that is. It's one of the best ones, how to play it solo. And that was one of the games that he created it for. And I have those things. So if I come out, it'll be Paths of Glory. I do have a few other World War I games. Well, there's actually 3 in that trilogy, but Paths of Glory is the top-rated one. The other ones are Illusions of Glory and Pursuit of Glory. Then I have one called World War I, and then I have The Greatest War, and then I have one about, I don't know where I went to. Oh, yeah, 1918, 1919. Thanks, Bill. I'm still a hard rocker. Got my first ever Les Paul 3 years ago. Waited 36 years. I'll check the hard rock game out. All right, cool. Yeah, I like hard rock. I like classic rock. You guys watch my Saturday show where I show the media that I listen to during the week. You'll see I kind of mix things up a little bit. And it's not by choice. I randomly pick things off of different shelves. Okay. I'm going to put that on the to-do list there, Ray. Something new like that might even I might just do a few more turns because Thunder at Dawn is like 14 turns and takes me like at least an hour on every turn to play it while I'm recording because I have to talk about things. What is my favorite World War I game? I don't have one. I don't have a favorite. I'll say, okay, this is a personal favorite, is that one by GMT, and it's called 1918/1919 Storms in the West. And why that one? It was because it was later on in the year. It's after the Americans had finally entered the war and sent troops to France to fight in the war. My grandfather was part of that. My grandfather was the sergeant in the Fighting 69th out of New York City with Fighting Father Duffy. And they fought through there, and he got wounded in the Aragon Forest 8 or 10 days before the war ended. But he lived. He did live. But so that would be my favorite at this point in time, because I was actually, when I headed out, I could see where he was at that point in time and stuff and that. 83. My favorite name is Pac-Man 1982. Okay. Do you use that on, are you on the Xbox or are you on PlayStation, or what media do you use? Oh, got everything going here. We got Xboxes going today, and records and board games and PC games. That's cool. I like this. I like this. Yeah, sometimes I'm gonna forget whether I said something or didn't say something. I just wanted to remind you all about that. Let me know what you would think would be a good perk to interest you becoming a good channel member if you were a channel member. Yeah, Ray, I agree. Great variety today. We're stuck on one subject, and even within games, we're jumping around from multiplayer games to sports games and to basketball to football and back and forth. It's pretty nice session we have going on today. Only 4 people left. Yeah, I didn't expect, 4 people who joined in. I thought, well, maybe 1 or 2 might jump on because it is New Year's Eve afternoon it's 3:45 in the afternoon back for the East Coast people. And so they're probably getting ready if they're going out to dinner or to parties or activities or anything. If I was to go out at all, it would be over to the Elks, the Victorville Elks for a while. But, I don't even like doing that anymore. Especially, most of you guys know my medical history. We got RSV going around now. We got the flu going around. We got the COVID going around. I'd just as soon be alive to talk to you people than be in the hospital. I play in the Nintendo Switch, and my son plays on the Xbox. Okay, I never got into the Switch. I'm not real good with them little controllers. Do I own one? Yeah, I do own a Switch, and that's mostly for when my grandkids come over here. And if they want to play Switch, they play it. And I had the Xbox Series X. My grandson and granddaughter were all excited on Christmas morning because they got their Xbox upgraded to a Series X on Christmas morning, and they were really happy about that. Got my Pepsi. Now, if I have a beer tonight, it'll be a Bud Zero. Yeah. Thanks, Joshua. I've been trying to stay healthy. During COVID, I did. I think that was the first year of COVID when I caught the flu, and I ended up in the hospital. I almost kicked my butt. I'm like the cat with 9 lives. It seems like. Okay, you guys got run out of your subjects to talk about today, or your questions, or recommendations? I did mention that I picked up 3 albums with my Christmas gift cards. They were The Cure's new album, Lost the Love Songs or something like that, the first one in many, many years. I also picked up the Black Crowes' Happiness Bastard, and I picked up Jack White's No Name, the Blue Album. Those are the 3 I picked up with gift cards so far for Christmas. And you'll see them on the channel eventually. They're just going to be going into the queue now, and they'll get pulled out when I get to them. I got stuff ahead of those that have been waiting, crying to come out. Yeah, and that's the grandson is now getting older, so he don't come over all that often anymore. But I had a lot of years and a lot of fun with him. And the granddaughter, I was out with her and her mother just yesterday. We went out to lunch, and then we went out to a record store because my daughter was looking for something. And of course, me in a record store, that's where I bought the Jack White album. So. Yeah, the other thing I'm going to find interesting on this SSG basketball, I picked the 2022-2023 season for Boston Replays, and I'm already, if you're watching, inside the paint, I'm doing 2022-2023. So and I keep the stats for both of those teams, and I'm going to be interested to see how the stats in SSG match up with the stats inside the paint. And then I'd probably have 2022 with the Bank Shot basketball too, but I'd have to look that up. Yeah, but this is a time when a lot of junk goes around. Stay healthy. Yeah, it really does. Now they got this new, for what do they call it? This new stomach, no virus or something like that. It's a stomach flu going around. Have you ever listened to Gypsy Jazz or the Django Reinhardt? No, I have not. I have to be honest with you. Throughout my life, I was never much into jazz. Every once in a while, there's something will come up that was jazzy, like a Kenny G or Chuck Mangione or somebody like that I might have in my collection. But I was thinking about that the other day, and so I'm in 2025. I'm going to, put a little bit more emphasis to pick up some more, stuff like John Coltrane and those type of people, to get myself a little bit more into jazz. Jay, do you have a favorite jazz musician or group that you like? I did pick up Chet Baker Sings in 2024, and then I was disappointed because I know Chet good on the instruments, but I was really disappointed in the album. And there was a lot of hype. People said, "Oh, you got to get this, got to get this, got to get this." So I bought it. I didn't like it. Too mellow for me, I think. Okay, we still got 5 people out there. Come on, folks. Let's bring me something that you want to talk about. I did recently pick up an album by a group that I hear everywhere I go. I hear it on this video or this video. I go on to Whatnot, and there's always one or two of them getting sold. And it's a group from Australia called King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. And they got a ton of albums out there. I just bought one. It's going to be in next Saturday's review, so stand by for that one. Did I ever play in a band? No, I never did play in a band. I started taking, this is one of the regrets I have, because I was also a director of a youth theater group where I directed, my daughter and I directed, and we took him all over there. But anyway, as a youngster, I was getting free piano lessons. All right, free. I had reached the point where I was probably about 12 years old, and these free lessons were always on Saturday. And I was about 12 years old, and I was reached the point where I was just starting to be able to sight read and play when I said, enough of this. I want to be out on Saturday playing sports. I left it, went away. That's one of my few regrets I have. I don't have a lot of regrets in life, but stop playing piano. I do have a regret to that. I could have done so much more with that youth theater group if I'd been able to play, and plus myself. So never in a band. My grandson's been in the band. He plays guitar and regular and bass. The Django. Wow, that's pretty cool. I gotta write that guy's name down. Thanks, Jay, for pointing that out. I stopped playing that soon. Also regret it. Yeah. But I got a lot of enjoyment because I do have music inclined in me and everything. And my daughter, she used to do most of the choreography. I would develop the shows and pick the music, and then we had this group, a special group called the Travel Group out of this youth theater group, and they worked really, really hard, and they performed all over the state of California. They performed in Mexico. They performed at the state line in Nevada and everything. We would get invites because they were just that good. We would work them, the routines. They were that good, and we did put a lot of miles on our cars. Had a lot of great supportive parents, and a lot of parents that trusted us to take their children places. So it was a lot of fun. I finally gave up on that in 2009. That was the year that I had my cardiac arrest. And so I decided after I came out of that finishing up that year was going to be the end for me. Do you know where that hey, Jay, do you know where I would find that documentary? Would it be on Netflix? Would it be on YouTube? Or where do you think it would be located? Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to look at that. Yeah, my daughter was a dancer, and she went out. She made, I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They're called the Young Americans. They've actually won an Academy Award years ago or something. And she toured the country with them twice, where they go out to high schools and they teach the kids, and they put on shows for them, really, really professional shows and everything. She did that for 2 years. She did 2 tours with them. And then she danced up north in Great America to called, oh yeah, I forget the name of the shows that she danced in, but then she had an injury, it hurt her neck, and that kind of cut her dancing down. But so she worked with me. All right, I'm gonna have to look that for videos too. Thanks, Jay. Just looking over here to the right, if anybody's interested, the number 15 team in the nation, South Carolina, and number 20, Illinois, and Illinois is ahead in the second period, 7-3. I don't know what happened to that other game, Notre Dame and Michigan. When I turned the channels, Michigan was leading 16-10. Big game at 4:30 though. One of the quarterfinal games. Yeah, she's doing better now. You know, she's more or less now just a you know, so she's married, got 2 kids. She takes care of the kids, and her husband's got a really good job, and she does part-time work. She drives for Uber Eats and does all those deliveries and everything. She makes pretty good money doing that, to tell you the truth. You know, every once in a while, like today, I have I didn't want to go to the supermarket, so I have Instacart delivering me some stuff later this afternoon. And they make pretty good money. I talked to the one lady during COVID. I asked her, I says, how are you guys really doing that? She says, well, let's put it this way. She says, I was a substitute teacher. She says, and I make more in a week doing Instacart than I did as a substitute teacher. I said, that's pretty cool. You know, and I appreciated them a lot during COVID, because I never went to the grocery store during COVID. They were the deliveries. And now I do go back once in a while, but you know, at least once a month I still order through them. Joshua, thank you very much. Head off. Mark down there on your calendar. Talking about number 12 is going to be on the 13th. No, the 12th. I didn't correct that yesterday, and it's still out there. It's the 12th, not the 13th for January. My goodness, Bill, what are you doing? Okay, thank you very much, Joshua. Have a great New Year's Eve. Okay, guys, unless you got something you really, really want to chat about, we've been on for about an hour now, and that's really great. We had great participation today. Remember, I took that off down there. The talking about, which you'll get a week notice ahead of time, is January 12th, not the 13th. 2 days in a row, I put up the wrong information on that. Oh, boy. All right. Thanks so much for stopping by, you guys, you people. Really appreciate it. Great talks. Have a happy, fun, and safe New Year's Eve. SoCalSabre saying, take care of yourself out there. Be kind to each other and stay safe.